Hey guys, welcome to the Rock and Road Show. Today we're going to talk about this antique piece here, which is from about the turn of the last century. It has a piece of Royston in it, and the Royston mine in Nevada opened up in about 1902, approximately. I believe they've had their first claim in the late 1800s and started taking samples then and doing some preliminary type stuff and some prospecting in the late 1800s before they made it officially open in 1902. They started actually doing a full crew of mining. And I can tell it's Royston because I can feel Royston. Like I feel gold. I feel certain stones and minerals and ores and metallics. It's just something that I have. It's part of my my miner buddies always called it a natural gift. They said some miners have it and some don't. I guess I'm one of the ones that did. I've done a lot of camping and traveling all over the world also, which we talked about before a little bit. I climbed parts of two of the world's highest mountains, the Andes and the Himalayas, and crossed four of the world's most famous jungles of PT and Yucatan, the Amazon, and Southeast Asia alone by myself with a 75-pound backpack after I was in the military. And so I've lived and traveled quite a bit since then, and I can sleep on ground and then dream. I dream about what I'm actually sleeping on. Yeah, so it certainly helped me when I was in the field as an archaeologist, because I definitely was able to put some pieces of puzzles together to make sense out of archaeology artifacts when we found them. So Royston always kind of has a smeary, mossy, if you've been around or you've seen the lava lamps from the 1960s, later on they made them again in the 1980s. And it was oil mixed with water, and it would heat up and move and be all kind of smeary and blend. This is also another terminology for this is actually called smoky or swirl. Yeah, turquoise actually comes in smoky, swirl, speckled, and not just cracked. Spider webbed. There's a lot of terminologies. I might go into that sometime. But this is definitely Royston because I can feel it. But the color is different. It's not mine number 9. It's not mine number 8. It's usually Royston's, to me, I think it looks smoother and more mellow, like looking at a really badass pond. If you were looking, like, if you went to the deep south and you were, like, way down in the bush where it's really green all the time, and it's got a lot of moss, and it's really deep, and just ooey and gooey, and it has a deep feeling. That's what I think. I think it feels deep. So this piece here, I actually already sold it. It's on its way out the door, but I wanted to give a little bit of a history before it disappeared, because you probably... chances of seeing another one of these again are slim and next to none. This type of filigree here came from the Spaniards. They brought that idea with them, and they taught it to the Native American. I'm smacking bugs again. Native American Indians, the Navajo specifically in New Mexico, and the Spaniards came up from Mexico. They did a lot of filigree, and they still do. I've been to the world's largest silver capital on planet Earth, and they're still bringing silver out of the mountains where they have been for, I guess, there's different writings on it. They say they've been bringing silver out of there since the Incas. So that's in Texaco. It looks like the word Texaco on a map. I've actually been there in the mountains in Mexico, right, which is pronounced Mexico. So I've been to Texaco, Mexico, to the silver capital of the world by backpack a long time ago. Not like it is now. I heard it's like a tourist trap now. They did a lot of filigree by hand, and they still do. If you look at old Mexican pieces and inlay and chip lay with the bits and pieces of colors and shells and onyx and stuff like that, it has a lot of filigree. So these pieces here from the with the filigree and kind of the basket and the wire look, the whole thing, the whole 9 yards actually, is probably about 1900, right about 1900, real close to that. No maker's mark. When it was heated up, they didn't use a lot of high intense heat on it. See how it's just barely soldered and tipped on the back? Because they couldn't really, like, really heat it up. Naturally, we're probably using a Bunsen burner to actually heat part of this up. And you can see some silver rust, silver patina color, the turquoise color up in there. Because this silver is so old, it's starting to turn turquoise and patina. And set it down for a second. I'm going to see if I can zoom in so you can see a little bit. There we go. And this one here was cracked when I bought it, and I tried to heal it. There's a Native American Indian way of trying to heal the stone, but at least it doesn't rock in its setting anymore like it used to. It used to actually move and rock. It was terrible. And I took a piece of wool and buffed the snot out of it for probably close to 2 years. And tightened the bezel and fed it and loved it and took good care of it, wrapped it up. And actually, what you want to do if you get a cracked stone, turquoise is a lot like opal and pearl. It needs moisture. So the best thing to do is to try to put some clear oil, clear grease on it if you can. I use shea butter. That's what I use. I use a clear shea, not the yellow stuff. But sometimes, like this crack here, it was really bad and really deep, and it was rocking in the bezel. This bezel is so tiny. It's just it's what's called a slice. And the triangle shape was also really popular in 1900. And the chances of finding another antique stone for this setting is pretty slim. But it can be done, especially for Native American, because a lot of Native jewelers keep boxes of spare turquoise around and buy and sell and trade boxes of turquoise. They'll specifically look and hang on to older turquoise pieces just for repair work. I mean, it's a normal thing. Like if you were in fencing or plumbing, you would probably have extra fencing and plumbing around, but it's the same thing with jewelers and the turquoise stone industry. I love this piece. I didn't want to get rid of it. It looks fantastic on, but I have cancer. I don't feel well. I'm in my late 60s. I'm in my mid 60s now, and the Hummer is still broke down, and I'm $61,000 in debt on the credit cards. So I've got to keep the credit cards paid so we can still keep trying to get the truck fixed so we can still go home. So I had to put it up for sale, and I sold it to a nice person I've sold to before, so I'm pretty sure they'll love it. You could also tell the age of a piece by how the ends are put together and the ends are made. And if you look at this one, you can see they sat there, and actually this is slightly not perfect. See it? This is thicker here at this end than it is at this end, and it's not exactly straight. Pretty cool though. And if you look at this wire, it's not exact, so it didn't come out of a supply house. It was hand twisted. And I might teach you sometime, if I have time, to tell you how they actually hand twisted this stuff. Because I had a Navajo Indian friend, male friend, and he was married. And that's what he used to do. He used to twist wire for his wife all the time. And he made a lot of jokes about it. He goes, my job, twist wire. I'm like, what? The first time he said it to me, I'm like, what? Just add my job. My job, twist the wire all day. Yeah. And he was so good, but his wife was like, yeah, but he's so good at it. Later on, he developed special homemade tools to do it quicker, faster, easier before they started putting it on a drill bit. I'm not making this shit up. You couldn't make this stuff up. He figured it out how to do it with using wire, and you turn and twist it on wire all day long, sitting on a chair. Yeah. And he got so good at it that he was able to sell his twist wire out to some of the pawn shops for supply. Yeah, and other people bought his twist wire. Yeah. Yep. True story. No maker's mark. And if you look, I don't know if I can get this in here so you can see it. It even looks like the backside was, I almost had it in the light, you can almost see it. The backside was that piece of sheet here, this piece of flat bar or flat sheet. It was, I can see that it was sanded and cut with a rough hand tool. I could see the hand tool marks down in there and see where it was cut and shaved and sanded by hand. Yeah, so, yeah, handmade, of course, duh. I always laugh and I think, how stupid are some people? They get on eBay and they go, handmade, they're handmade. It's like, yeah, they were all handmade until like the 1980s, and there were some manufacturers in Albuquerque, New Mexico that started cranking them out. But this is rare and it's really neat. And this is actually called, some turquoise looks like a picture. So there's an old slang term, an old name for it, and it's called picture turquoise. And actually the term comes from picture jasper and, yeah, picture agate. Because during this same time period, during the 1900s, yeah, see how down here looks more like a pond, you know, and mountains up here at the top. Yeah, well, I'm not making this up, I'm not high. That, and it almost looks like a picture, like a cloud up here in the sky. They actually did slice and cut stones to look like that, especially during the 1900s. It was extremely popular. Yeah. And they did it with a lot of agate, and they did a lot of it with the agates and jaspers, and they put them in rings mostly. And I haven't seen one of those rings now in a really long time. I wanted to buy one because I had one when I was a kid and I loved it, and somehow it disappeared. So on the side here, these actually are called teardrops. It's not made up. It's really true. This has been squashed down a little bit, made them a little more decorative. I don't think they started calling them teardrops though until like a lot later, around the 30s and 40s. But that doesn't make this a 30s, 40s piece, even though it was highly indicative for them to come up with a twist basket shape. This is called a basket shape. And this is a twist. So this is a twist basket shape. I already know from the triangle shape of the stone and the filigree around it that this is an early 1900 piece, and I've seen them a few times. I only sold this one for a couple $100. Yeah. And I've seen them on eBay now for like $800-900. Yeah. So, people are starting to lose their minds. So, yeah. So the number 8 and number 9 mine turquoise is slightly different. I'm going to put it on this other color for a few minutes so you can see it on a different type of color and see how it looks. You can see the different shade that it has. Mine number 9 and mine number 8 were almost the same exact color, but lighter. And when you would start to look at the stone for mine number 8, mine number 9, in the same exact area in Nevada, the blue is more pastel, and it's a lighter, drier color. It doesn't look as moist and swirly as this one. This has like this I keep trying to tell you, and I keep trying to give you that look. Let's see if I can zoom this in just a little tiny bit more. And you see how the colors, and see how the turquoise kind of swirls, kind of, and comes together. Yeah, see how bad that crack looks? But it ain't coming out of there now, because I filled it with wood ash. That's the way I was taught to do it. And I did cheat, put a tiny little bit of super glue down in there, where you can only see it if you really blow this up, then you can see it. And then I buffed it with a sock, a wool sock, so it's really nice and smooth. You can hardly tell. It feels really nice. And you can see it's not that big, because look at my fingernail. Yeah. And so I made sure I filled it with wood ash, and then gave it a little super glue, and then buffed the snot out of it. I didn't want to use heat on it, because the heat would have cracked it worse and made it worse. But see how this looks like almost like clouds in the sky, and it swirls, and it's got some yellow to it. Yeah, that's more Royston than it is mine 8 or mine 9. Mine 8 and mine 9 are more pastel blue without the swirl. That's about the best way I can describe Royston to you. I have some more Roystons. I might do a show on those sometime. I don't know. I keep a lot of stuff in the safe deposit box at the bank. I don't carry it. I don't wear it. Most Royston you've seen, you know, it looks really deep green. Yeah, my fingernail's a little bit dirty. I've been doing some other jewelry work today, so sorry about that. And I got chocolate candy underneath there. Yeah, I do a lot of jewelry work sometimes, and I'm not working on the truck. And then we have acreage, so I got to keep the acreage up also as well. But when you look at this green, see how it looks almost like a green, cool, beautiful moss from like a really deep, beautiful creek, or something really cool and emerald and beautiful you'd like to want to dive down into. That's Royston. Nothing else on the planet looks like that. It just doesn't. And mine 8 and mine 9 doesn't have that green depth. It just doesn't. And it doesn't swirl and blend in with the other colors. So that's how you can tell. And then while we're here, I guess you're getting a closer view. I'm scratching bugs again. Of this filigree, and how they took and twisted. They did twist and rings at the top. Those are called rings. So just on this one piece here, it is almost so perfect, it's unbelievable. So this was a really skilled person for when this was made. The perfection is just, it's insane. I don't, if you've never done jewelry, never sat down and actually made it, you wouldn't know. It's harder than it looks to come out with wire that's twisted and looks really terrific and perfect, and little drops when you flatten them down, and they come out beautiful and perfect. And the rings at the top, these rings had to have been made. See how they still have openings? These could have been jewelry rings they already had. So this person was making jewelry for quite a long time. They knew what they were doing. They were highly skilled. It's a very nice piece. I don't know if I can get that camera to see how the back of the metal in the back is kind of scratched up and down, back and forth. Some very rough tools. And now you can really see that antique patina that's starting to get on the silver and turn it green. What a beautiful sight, huh? And by the way, silver doesn't start to really kind of turn green like that until it's about 100 years old. It takes a little while. Oh, and something else I was discussing with you in another show I did. See how this silver has kind of a grayish tint to it? It's grayer than like something new. Let me show you. Let me see if I can get one of these off and try to show you the colors. Because there's a big difference. Well, this is a chimney butte that was smoked, so that might not be a fair piece to show up against. And my other one's really old. So that's not going to help either. I was going to try and show you some new silver up against old silver so you can see the difference in the color. And I can't do it with this chimney butte piece because it was smoked in a smoker. Let me see if I got one more. This is another chimney butte piece also. It was smoked in a smoker, so that's probably not going to help either. But I was going to tell you that old silver, not just looking at the patina, but it gets kind of a almost a pewter kind of darkening to it, like the old pan I showed you in one of my old videos the other day. Like the old tin pan, it has like a staining to it. I can't show it up against this other stuff because this is a chimney butte. It's also been smoked also, so that's not a good analogy. And this one isn't either because this is my other antique I'm wearing, so. Alright, so you just have to trust me because I don't have anything else right now. I can show you that. Oh, here's a new, the ring is new. This is newer silver here. Let me see. Let me see if I can, let me try it. I'm just going to try this without dropping it and losing it. Let me see if I can get this so I can show you. Old silver definitely has a look of old silver. New silver always has the look of new silver. See how much shinier the newer silver is with the Celtic? It just has like a much cleaner, shinier look. It's a little hard for me. And see how the old silver just has like a gray, not the patina, the actual silver itself has a different color. And yeah, you could argue with me all day long and, well, maybe that's because it's not 925 or 928 or 999. That's not what I mean. Old silver kind of starts to look like pewter after a while. It looks pretty old. Well, that's about all I can do on this piece here today. The bugs are starting to bite me again, of course. I've got other things I have to do. And don't forget to check out, click and subscribe and like and all that stuff. I've had this channel for 5 years and I only have 17 followers. Yeah. And I'd like to go to live because it takes forever to download these videos I do for you guys. I have to do it the long, hard way. It takes 8 hours for one video to go through. Yeah, 8 hours for one video you're going to see today. And if I can get enough subscribers, I can get it done a lot quicker because I can go live. It only takes a few minutes instead of 8 hours. Yeah, yeah. It's no wonder the cell phone company hates me. And TequilasunTrading. It's all one word on eBay. And eBay, and I'm on TikTok now also. I'm gonna start trying to show the same videos on TikTok. And here comes the train. I'm gonna try to do more videos because it's the dog's birthday and he is for rent. That's it, guys. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. And don't forget to check out your stuff. Check out my videos. I'm teaching about how you can test for all your stuff and check it out and look at it and you know what you've got. Have a good time.